Welcome in, everybody, into your only source for Lakers sports, Laker Connections, right here on WTOP10. I'm Ryan Joyce.
And I'm Zach Mountain. Ryan, a great episode we have today, so let's do it.
Well, Zach, let's start off as we are now 2 weeks back from spring break. Spring sports teams are now closing up their non-conference schedule and getting into SUNYAC conference play. Zach, take it away.
Yeah, the Oswego State men's lacrosse team had a great start to conference play in their 9-5 victory over Brockport on Monday. It was junior Connor Aspinall and freshman Garrett Elston who had 2 goals each for the Lakers. Although Brockport led this one in shots, Oswego still found a way to come out on top, Ryan.
Yeah, big game here for Oswego. They kind of got that revenge from last year, lost 9-8 last year against this Brockport team. But for Oswego overall, the big key last week, I said, was shutting down Jackson Warden. Only 1 goal in this game. Didn't do too much overall in this game. That was kind of the key for them, too, as well. They'd given up 29 goals the first 2 games of the season. Seamus Hand, the goaltender. But in this game, really good. Last 4 games, has given up more than 5 goals only once. And that's due to just him and the Oswego defense kind of figuring it out all together. Game was tied going into halftime. But 6-2 the rest of the game. Huge here for the Lakers.
Yeah, I was going to just bring that up. Halftime adjustments, absolutely huge for Oswego in this one. You said it. At the heart of a 6-2 second half, for the Lakers, though, was freshman Garrett Elston. He was fantastic to start his Oswego career. Oswego was outshot in this one, and they probably would say it wasn't their best game, but it's very encouraging that they still found a way to come out on top in this one, and by a pretty comfortable margin in the end.
Yeah, I mean, 7 different scorers here for Oswego. You mentioned Garrett Elston, a big freshman here for the Lakers, stepping up. His brother played last year for Oswego. And Connor Aspinall, not the top guy there on the roster, but making a lot of big plays here for them too as well, and huge.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, feeling comfortable in that situation after maybe not their best game, still very encouraging for
Oswego. Good
Oswego.
momentum shift for them too as well.
Yeah.
The Oswego women's lacrosse team has started up their SUNYAC season with 2 games at home on the Laker turf last Friday and yesterday. The Lakers split both games as on Friday the Lakers ran up the score on the Potsdam Bears 21-3 and then lost Wednesday night to the Geneseo Knights 11-7. Zach, the team had no trouble in Game 1, but Geneseo had their way against the Lakers in Game 2.
Yeah, I mean, the Lakers absolutely trounced Potsdam, who was really strong in non-conference. They were a great team coming into that game. They were on a bit of a roll, but how about 6 goals in that game from Isabella Lembo? She was on fire. I would say it's a little disappointing for us. We go in the Geneseo game. You got to credit the Geneseo Knights, though. Always a powerhouse in the SUNYAC, and they showed it once again why they're one of the top teams each and every year in women's lacrosse. The difference in this one was the Lakers' inability to stop Emily Salinger. I mean, 5 goals and 1 assist. She was on absolute fire for Geneseo. Lakers just could not figure it out defensively. Of course, they would have wanted to score more goals, but, I mean, they could not stop Salinger on one end.
Yeah, 2 pretty different games overall. That Potsdam game, 11 different goal scorers there for the Lakers. I mentioned 72 of the 94 goals this season had been for that big 4, Maddie Davis, Julia Quirk, Celia Wiley, and Bella Lembo. But that next game, it was kind of a game where Oswego didn't play too bad offensively, but it was just Geneseo kind of kept up in that one too as well. And not a bad scoring game for the Lakers, but every time they scored a goal, it seemed like Geneseo went on the run, scored 2 more there as well. So really good game there for the Lakers, and Emily Salinger, great 5 goals, kind of had her way, wove through that defense of the Lakers.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Ryan, it was a great game yesterday for the Oswego State baseball team, who traveled to Clinton, New York for a 19-10 trouncing of Hamilton College. It was a small ball masterpiece from Oswego with 19 runs on 18 hits while drawing 11 walks. And just like that, the Lakers have won 2 on the spin, Ryan.
Yeah, huge weekend here for the Lakers. Big game there too as well. Finally got to play this game against Hamilton after multiple cancellations overall. Start off 4 really good innings there from Nick Cody. Was huge here for the Lakers. I mean, we talk about the hitting in this game, but Nick Cody, 4 solid innings, 5 strikeouts, only 3 runs, but hitting obviously stands out. Daniel Winchester, the freshman here for the Lakers, 3 hits, 4 RBIs. He slid into that starting spot there for the Lakers as a freshman, and a triple from Dylan Rosenberg cleared the bases in the 6th. 18-3 was the lead at that point. And I think what I really saw from the Lakers in this game, being aggressive. 6 stolen bases led to a lot more opportunities here for Oswego to get around home plate and get some runs in this game. And 18 hits in a day, great for Oswego. But then they were a little patient too as well, where 11 walks, really huge in this game, got on base, got their team in scoring position and got the win against Hamilton.
Yeah, they probably want to clean up those left on base, but I mean, a great get-right game for Oswego on offense here. I'm not really counting the 7 runs in the bottom of the 9th from Hamilton. This was a completely one-sided game throughout. Oswego absolutely dominated it. What I liked the most was not one of these runs came from a home run. It was all small ball, and it proves that Oswego has really great stuff at the plate. No matter who's at bat, not a big pressure moment, and they're able to hit the ball just all over the field, and it's really strong for Oswego. That's all for this week's Laker recap. After the break, we'll stay on the fields for the week ahead. Stay tuned. This is Laker Connections on WTOP 10.
Would you like to try snacks from faraway lands? Or snacks with bizarre flavors? How about snacks in new ways? Or snacks you've never tried before? You don't have to go far to find these snacks. They can all be found here at Snacks on West 1st Street.
Yeah, we're walking around campus, and what do we see?
All these clubs are looking.
They're looking for me.
There's hockey,
There's improv,
so much to see. So let's go try them out and see how they be. Come on and please watch.
Our embarrassment's free. Tune in to Amateurs on WTOP.
Happy Friday, Lakers, and another beautiful day here in Oswego, New York. I'm DJ Don Perone, and I'm happy that you're starting your weekend off right listening to WNYO 88.9 FM, the Laker Radio Network.
I said, darling, can you see? There's no room for us. There's no room. Now our lives are changing. Promises keep slipping. And I always knew it wasn't you. It wasn't you. Now our lives are changing. Promises keep slipping. And I always knew it wasn't you. It wasn't you.
Welcome back to Laker Connections on WTOP 10. Well, Ryan, we talked about what went on in the past, but it's time for the future. Take us to the week ahead.
Let's go to the future here, Zach. Well, the women's lacrosse team looks ahead to Oneonta at home on Saturday, facing off against the 2-4 Red Dragons, who are coming off a victory Tuesday against Potsdam themselves. The Lakers took care of business last year, winning both at home and away versus Oneonta. But for Oswego, this would be a huge get after the loss on Wednesday.
Yeah, it definitely would, Ryan, as we look at these teams. I mean, Oswego just very, very strong. They're 5-4 on the year. I mean, 1-1 now in conference. But, I mean, what stands out to me is the 30.6 shots average. They have a solid margin versus what they allowed to their opponents. Just absolutely big time from the Lakers. And, I mean, just looking at it, they need to grab a win here after yesterday's loss. Just kind of a get-right game. Oneonta have won 2 of the last 3, though, so the Lakers can't take this game lightly. Defense, I think, is big in this one. The Red Dragons are 2-0 when scoring 12 or more goals. Lakers got to keep it below that number if they want to win this one.
No, you hit on it, Zach. I think defense is the key here for Oswego on the season. We know they can really score, a high-scoring team. Oneonta is struggling, scoring team of the year, too, as well. 110 goals for Oswego compared to 65 for Oneonta. And their leading scorer, Lauren Mancini, above and beyond on that team, 22 goals this year, kind of their only go-to goal scorer for the Red Dragons. But I think for Oswego, it's going to be huge, Sarah Kamai, to see how she does, because we know Oswego, like I said, they can keep up on the scoring mark, but can they kind of take care of business defensively, keep them under 10 goals, 7 goals a game will be huge, because an Oswego team probably should be 4-3 right now. They should be a lot better in terms of their offensive margins so far.
Yeah, 100% agree. Looking ahead to this weekend, the men's lacrosse team is at home again on Saturday, this time hosting the Potsdam Bears. The Lakers have won their last 6 against the Bears, but the Bears are 6-1 to start the year and are hungry to snap that streak, Ryan. What will be the key in this one?
Potsdam is on fire to start the year, 6-1, a really good scoring team overall. High scoring game last year too as well, 13-12. Oswego won that one. Corey O'Connor had 4 goals in that game. Liam Sexton had 2. They've won 6 in a row versus Potsdam, but they're playing really good lacrosse right now. Peyton Walsh, SUNYAC Player of the Week, along with the goalie, Saka Thompson. So offensively and defensively, been really good so far there for Potsdam. And I think for Oswego, what they really need to do is they're kind of the same way. They're a really good offensive scoring team. The defense has gotten a lot better. They start the year, they're 0-3 to start the year, have won 4 in a row. And I think if they can get up to about 10 goals in this game too, and they can kind of keep Potsdam on the low scoring margin, because Peyton Walsh, multiple-time SUNYAC Athlete of the Week 4 times too as well, will be huge here for the Lakers to get a win against Bears. Yeah,
and you said it. The Lakers winning their last 6 against Potsdam, but probably the best Potsdam team they faced in all of that stretch. Potsdam, they throw an absolute ton of shots on net. I think the Lakers need to be ready defensively. We saw their 52 shots per game they average. I mean, Oswego needs to be ready on the defensive end. The Lakers can score. That's not the worry there, but Potsdam could score as well at will. So the Lakers need to be strong, definitely on the defensive end.
And Zach, 5 returning scorers there for Potsdam too as well, on a team that wasn't great in conference last year. Want to take it up in this year. Now to the Diamond, as Oswego baseball will hop on the bus and travel to Oneonta, New York for a 3-game set with the Red Dragons. Oswego will play 1 on Friday and 2 on Saturday in what is the first SUNYAC play for the Lakers this season. After the offensive blast versus Hamilton, we'll see if this team can keep up the good hitting, Zach.
Yeah, definitely, Ryan. As we look at these teams, Oneonta come in 7-10, but they're 0-3 in the SUNYAC. And, I mean, you look at the averages and the ERA. The ERA is the exact same for both teams. The average is Oneonta a little bit higher than Oswego, but the Lakers still in a good spot. I think that we talk about the one weakness for Oswego that's clear this year is their pitching. Oneonta hits the ball really tough, I would say, with that .319 average. I would say the good part for Oswego, Oneonta also struggles the same in the pitching category. The Lakers, I mean, they put up 19 runs with ease the other day. So looking ahead into this game, they need to be ready to go on the offensive end. They can rely on their pitching. I would say if they put up runs, they won't have to worry too much.
That's key there, Zach. I think the pitching is more important for me, I would say, because you can't expect to get 18, 19 runs a game every single game here for the Lakers. But I think the key part is, we mentioned the pitching. 7.08 ERA so far on the year here for Oswego. We saw Nick Cody get that start in the last one. But who's going to step up in this series? Is it going to be Jake Danieluk? Is it going to be Sean Derringer? What kind of guy's going to step up? And I think they have to watch out Joey Dwyer. 3 home runs in the year so far, 20 RBIs. Huge here to stop for the Lakers.
100%. But Ryan, we move now to the Oswego State softball team, who plays at home for their first time this season in a Saturday doubleheader against St. Lawrence. After a rough start to the year, the Lakers have won 3 of their last 4, while St. Lawrence also comes in red hot on a 3-game winning streak. Should be a good one here, Ryan.
It's been a long time here for Oswego. Haven't played since that Myrtle Beach trip. Played 10 games in Myrtle Beach, started off slow, and that won 3 of the 4 there in Myrtle Beach. But these two teams haven't played each other since 2017, so not really familiar foes overall. 3-game winning streak here for St. Lawrence. They're a pretty good team there in the Liberty League, and a good test for Oswego. They're 8 for 24 last year, was St. Lawrence, but I think for Oswego, you have Fiona Higgins ready to go, kind of the ace here for Oswego, ready to go in this kind of game. And you have a lot of young players here. We mentioned a couple freshmen. They're going to be huge here for Oswego, just trying to find that offensive groove here after not playing for about 2 weeks.
Yeah, Ryan, I feel like the biggest thing you have to look at here on this screen is 5.26 ERA for Oswego versus a 3.25 ERA for St. Lawrence. I said it last week, Oswego's best chance this season is relying on their experienced pitching. Their ERA over 5, not where it needs to be. They need to change that as soon as possible. I feel like St. Lawrence coming in off a doubleheader, they're playing Canton tomorrow. So going into Saturday, maybe that helps Oswego with the chance the Saints hitters a bit fatigued. That could help the Lakers pitching just get into a groove. They really need to pick up that pitching with the experience that they have. I think it's going to be huge for the Lakers this weekend.
And I think it helps, kind of a non-conference schedule here for Oswego, get a big win going into that conference schedule. But after the break, we are excited to have Coach Andrew Daly from Oswego men's lacrosse team joining us. You won't want to miss it. This is Laker Connections on WTOP 10.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No,
right
but you've
here.
got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
Roll it.
Jill told me it was Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
It's Al Roker.
Welcome back to Laker Connections on WTOP 10. We're glad to be joined by head men's lacrosse coach Andrew Daly. Thanks for being here today, Coach.
Thanks for having me.
Starting off, you guys have won 4 in a row. Kind of what have you seen from your team? Obviously, you lost the first 3 at the beginning of the year. What's changed in the past couple games?
You know, I think we were progressing through those first 3 games. You know, every year you have a new team and you're trying to kind of figure out where your pieces go and the makeup of your team and kind of where guys' roles are. And those losses, you know, I tell our guys, you know, it's an old saying from Marcus Aurelius that, you know, the obstacle's the way. And so being able to overcome those hurdles is what helps us become the team we are. I would say our main focus, though, is just ground balls. We have, you know, competition every single game. If we win ground balls, it's good news for the guys. If we lose it, it's not very good news. So, you know, they know that's the most important stat I look at. And we know if we win the ground ball battle, chances are we're going to win the battle up on the scoreboard, too.
Yeah, we're going to switch things over to scoring now. You lost Gavin Elston, your top scorer from last year, but you brought back 2 through 6 in your top scorers. How have you really motivated those guys to really take a step up this year in response to Elston being out of here?
You know, I think it helps when we bring in Elston's little brother as a freshman, who I think is either second or third right now for us, too. And they're very different players. They're not like each other at all on the field, but same type of mentality when it comes to scoring. I think the main thing is if you look at our scoring compared to a lot of our competitors is it's very even, right? We don't have someone with 45 points and the next guy has like 10 and then 15. Everybody's averaging 2 to 3 points a game, and I think that's really helpful for us, too, mainly because you can't stop one guy. If one guy, you try and game plan around them, somebody else can step up.
So kind of going on to the underclassmen, you guys brought in 15 freshmen last year at a really young team. What have you seen kind of from that group of sophomores, just stepping up from last year kind of this year?
Yeah, we have some guys that see the field quite a bit. Charlie Perchunas is, you know, our second LSM. Hayden Coney's gotten every start on attack. Trey Jones has been second line midi for us. He's a man-up guy. He does a lot of gritty things between the boxes that don't show up in the box score. Seamus Hand down in goal has been standing on his head just about every game, which is huge. And then the guys behind the scenes do a lot too. You know, whether they're freshmen, juniors, or the sophomore class, those guys in practice every day that are competing to be a starting spot or just giving us looks really helps a lot. So.
And now in conference play, starting up conference play, what's really the motive here heading into these big stretch of games in conference play versus non-conference now?
We call it second season. You know, these games are all battles. It doesn't matter if it's the first place team or the last place team. They're all rivalries once you get in SUNYAC. And, you know, that Brockport team we played on Monday, really, really talented. You know, their record probably isn't indicative of how talented they are, but that was a battle through 3 quarters before we were able to kind of get a little bit of cushion. And I expect every single game in conference play to be a battle like that. So it's mostly just instilling in all these guys that it's going to be a dogfight no matter who we're playing in conference. And so don't look past anybody. You know, stay disciplined, do the stuff we're supposed to do, and we'll be all right.
So kind of moving forward to Saturday, you guys play Potsdam.
Yep.
Last year was a really high-scoring game, 14-13 was the final score. kind of what do you remember from that game, and what are you looking forward to this weekend that you remember about that Potsdam team?
A lot. So they returned pretty much everybody on the offensive side of the field, and they got some really good scorers down there, some really good shooters. They have a sophomore goalie who's also been standing on his head most of the year. Defense seems like they're really locked in. They just had a huge win on Saturday over Oneonta as well. So for the most part, though, we're not going to change a lot about what we do. It's mostly about focusing on the fundamentals. You know, our approaches on defense, our stick positioning, our shooting technique, winning those ground balls like we talked about before.
Thank you, Andrew, for joining us today.
Yeah, of course.
But that'll do it, and we'll send it to a break. After the break, we'll have Lakers Showdown. You're watching Laker Connections on WTOP 10.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Shine on that black.
Look at the bling. Look at do we got a diamond tester on?
Yeah, that's getting bad. Yep. 10 out of 10 recommend on Yelp.
Score going to the playoffs.
I can't believe I missed that.
Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone.
What? I should take your phone away.
No. I'll call for a ride.
Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine.
But I need that back.
No.
Kevin!
Welcome back to Laker Connections. I'm your moderator, Matt Sharamita, and it is time for everyone's favorite segment of the evening, Laker Showdown. The rules, they're as simple as ever. I'm going to ask you guys the toughest of questions. These two, they're going to floor me with their answers. 3 rounds, 1 minute per round. Scorers played best of 3. Guys, are we ready?
Let's do it.
Never not been ready here, Matt.
That's what I like
a
to
winner
hear.
tonight.
The Oswego State men's lacrosse team has now won 4 in a row, that's the baseball team. Averaging 13, it's the lacrosse team. I can't read, oh my gosh.
A lot of sports going on, Matt.
A lot of sports going on, let me restart. The lacrosse team, they're now won 4 in a row, averaging 13 goals per game during the hot streak. Who has been the standout player for this offense during the last 4? Ryan, we'll start with you.
Well, I think we're talking lacrosse here.
We are talking lacrosse.
So. Okay.
We're talking Oswego Turf.
Oswego Turf. Big fan of Oswego Turf, and my player is Liam Sexton. Senior here for the Lakers that we talked about in the interview with Coach Daly here, Zach, that there's a lot of young players, a lot of freshmen that have become sophomores, and they're high scorers here for the team. But Liam Sexton, that one consistent guy, been here for 4 years, a senior, scored a lot of goals here. 11 goals so far in the season, 15 points so far too as well. And need that leadership if you want to make a run here in that SUNY playoff spot. Need that leadership, need that older guy, been around through multiple coaches, a guy that Coach Daly will trust, kind of captain that offense at the top of the key for the this lacrosse team. I think I'm gonna go Liam.
I'm going with Garrett Elston. And yes, they lost Gavin Elston. He was their top scorer last year. We talked about it with Coach Daly. Not too bad when you can rely on his younger brother to just come in and absolutely take the SUNY by storm. 13 goals in 7 games. He's got 16 points on the season, 13 goals, 3 assists. I mean, he's been red hot to start the year. I think when you can rely on a younger player as well to just come in, and there's really not a lot of pressure on him. Even in those big games, he just feels like he can come in and take the league by storm and take everything by storm. I'm going with Garrett Elston here. He's been huge so far. Like I said, 13 goals. It's been red hot.
I don't know. I think a team that, they've dropped a lot of seniors year by year. Liam came in with a team that's a lot of seniors, but then, year by year losing a lot of guys. you need that guy to look for leadership at the top of the key.
I don't know, Ryan. You said you're here for a win tonight. Off to a bad start. You're off to a bad start. I'm going that one.
Okay.
Yeah. Lot of game.
Yeah.
Always a lot of game here. 1-0 game. Let's go. Now we're going to talk baseball, Ryan. I got you. Yes. The Oswego State men's baseball team, they smashed in 19 runs in yesterday's contest. So I ask you guys, what's going to be the key to keep up this hot hitting streak as they look to get their record over 500? Zach, will come to you.
I'm going with the small ball approach that I talked about in these games. They only have 7 home runs on the year, 75 RBIs though. I talked about earlier, they had 11 walks in that game. Just getting runners on base. .397 on base percentage as a team. You play the small ball game, there's not many teams that can stop you because you have 6, 7, 8 guys into the lineup. I mean, it's a perfect situation for you. If you got the small ball, you don't really need to rely on too much of the long ball and the big swings. They don't ground into a lot of double plays. They do strike out a lot, so they're going to have to fix that. But the small ball approach, I think, is perfect for Oswego.
I think it's not relying on those top guys here. I think it's not relying on the top 4 guys here for Oswego. They're not really a home run hitting team. That's why you mentioned the small ball there. But I think Daniel Winchester, a guy came in, I mentioned him, shortstop here, took over that position. He's not bad in top 4 on this team. He's one of those 8 to 9 guys overall. Felix Diaz has been really good here for Oswego so far this year, but getting consistent play from those bottom guys there in the lineup is going to be huge here for Oswego.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of what I was saying. The small ball, you got 8, 9 guys deep. I mean, that could work. Small ball. Yeah, draw walks, base hits.
I think getting consistent production from those guys, it's not a home run hitting team too as well, so getting consistent production from those guys would be huge.
I think the production's going to help more. I mean, the small ball definitely helps, but if you're going to want to win games, because they're letting up a lot of runs too, they let up 10. Sure. So you need everyone in the lineup to step up, get those base hits, which, I mean, it goes to you, but it could just be the first 4 guys getting small ball. I'm going with Ryan on this one. Got to go deep into the lineup. That way you get as many runs as possible. Way to tie it up there, Ryan.
Appreciate it.
I'll give you that one.
Some bias here. Fist bumps on.
Got a little momentum going now. Here we go.
He said he was feeling a win today. I wanted to make him feel good. I don't know. We haven't had one in a while. But
he has not.
Hey, shut up, over there. Let him say the question, man. Come on. Let him talk.
This one I only got 2 words. Opening day. Yeah! Opening day, baby. MLB. Who's your guys' way too early prediction to win this year's pennant race? Ryan, will come to you because I'm biased.
Well, I'm not really a huge baseball fan, but, you know. New York Yankees are going to get it done this year. Juan Soto, the pride. Brian Cashman, bring the Brinks truck, drop it down at his house. Huge year. The New York Yankees, last year, so many games here, and you know this, Sharamita, so many games last year was they'd be down in games, couldn't come back. What happened tonight? What happened earlier today, guys? They were down early in that game. They said, the Yankees are frauds. The Yankees stink. Nestor Cortez sucks. They figured it out. Alex Verdugo, big addition, got a hit there. If this team can play like this all year coming from behind, you have Gleyber Torres, you have Aaron Judge, and Soto back-to-back. Why would they not win? And Garrett Cole's coming back in about a month or 2. Come on. New York Yankees.
Well, see, a Yankee fan myself, you said it, though. They had to come back. Pitching is not good. The bullpen looked great today. The starting pitching without Cole, it might not be.
The bullpen's one of the most important parts of baseball, man.
That's true, but
starters aren't going 9 innings anymore. This is 1942 when they're going 9 innings.
Going into 6. I'm going with the Atlanta Braves. They are the same team as last year. They added Chris Sale. I mean, nothing but a great team who's been there
Chris
before.
Sale? Okay.
Okay, but lacked consistency. I think as a team who's been together now, and all they added, like I said, same team as last year, just bring in Chris Sale. They'll find consistency. They are my favorite to win it all. I think they can beat a team like the Dodgers. I mean, the Yankees, I love the Yankees, but
how are you going to
the pitching is just not where
How are you
going to
contradict yourself and say that? All right, go ahead, Matt.
How's that one Frank Sinatra song go? Start spreading the news. Ryan Joyce takes this one 2-1.
Come on! Go Yankees.
We gotta win. We gotta win,
Ryan. You gotta win. Good job.
I win all the time, man.
And that will do it for this episode of Laker Connection. Special thanks to Andrew Daly for joining us this week. We will see you next time on Laker Connections.
I'm gonna throw it anyway.